Hey there everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 beginner tips on how to get started with and also use essential oils. In case you are new here, my name is Marissa. I'm a pharmacist and holistic health coach, and here on my channel, I share about how to live a holistic lifestyle so that you can live a more balanced and healthier life. I also share about Young Living's essential oils, including how to get started and how to use them. So if you are interested in following along, then definitely consider subscribing. So before I bought my starter bundle from Young Living and got essential oils into my home, I had never really used them or even heard much about them. My family never used them, and essential oils weren't really taught in pharmacy school. I do remember there being like one PowerPoint slide in my over-the-counter OTC class, and we spent like half a minute talking about them and then moved on, which is really sad because there's so much that you could talk about when it comes to essential oils. And I really wish we could have spent more time on it. But anyways, all of that to say, I never really gave them a second glance or thought. Fast forward a couple of years, I started to hear more about them from my patients, from people on social media, and even in my health coaching program's curriculum. So at this point, they definitely piqued my interest, and I started to do research on them, buy books, all the things, and I finally decided to give them a try. And so all of the tips that I'm about to share in this video are things that I wish I knew when I first got started with essential oils. So tip number 1 is to make sure to buy quality essential oils in order to truly experience the supportive therapeutic properties of essential oils. I remember that before I got started with Young Living, somebody had gifted me a bottle of lavender essential oil. It said that it was 100% pure and therapeutic grade on the label, and then when I smelled it, I thought it smelled awful. It almost smelled like smoke to me. It gave me an instant migraine, and I never used it again, which leads me to point out something super important when it comes to essential oils. They are considered supplements by the FDA here in the US, and they aren't regulated well. And unfortunately, even if you see the terms 100% pure therapeutic grade on the label, that doesn't necessarily mean that the product doesn't have impurities, fillers, or synthetic oils added into it. Technically, a company only has to provide 5% of an essential oil in a bottle in order to be able to claim 100% of said oil, which is crazy and very dangerous. And then when I smelled lavender that I got from Young Living, it smelled totally different. So pure, and I was like, whoa, is that really what like real lavender actually smells like? All these years, I never knew. And I use it every single day in my rollers, in my diffuser blends. I absolutely love it. So that's just a little example as to why quality of essential oils is so important. So because of this, you want to purchase your essential oils from a company who puts forth its own high quality and testing standards. Young Living has a whole process called Seed to Seal, where they have direct oversight over the entire process of creating an essential oil, from the moment the seed is planted in the ground to the moment that the oil gets distilled and then bottled and then sent to you and me. They own their own farms, and really cool, you can actually go and tour them and see them all firsthand. They also do extensive testing on their essential oils and have their essential oils undergo third-party testing as well to make sure that they are only providing the best quality essential oils possible. And this is why I only get my essential oils from Young Living, and it's also why I only recommend Young Living to other people who want to use essential oils as well. And if you would like to hear more on this, I explained it in detail in a previous video that I will link down below on why you should be concerned with quality and how that corresponds with their science and how they work to support our bodies. I also have a whole blog post on this subject as well, and I will leave a link for that down below in the description box. Tip number 2 is a little goes a long way. Essential oils are very concentrated. For example, it takes 5,000 pounds of rose petals to produce 1 kilo of rose oil. That's why true, pure, therapeutic grade essential oils can be more expensive than the ones you see sitting on the shelf in the grocery store. So when you diffuse them, start by using only like 1 to 2 drops at a time. If you've never used essential oils and then you start diffusing like 8 to 10 drops, the aroma may be too strong. Yes, it does depend on the size of the room that you're diffusing in, but I like to say that you can always add more. So just start with 1 to 2 drops, and then you can always add more from there. Tip number 3 is to dilute essential oils with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil when directed or when desired. So this comes into play when you are applying essential oils topically onto your skin. Not all oils need to be diluted prior to topical application, but that doesn't mean that you can't dilute them. You can dilute any oil you want prior to applying them topically onto your skin. The best way to know if you should dilute an oil is to look at the label on the bottle or to check out the Young Living website. When you're using an oil for the first time, apply it to a small area first before you start applying it to other areas on your body. And just use one at a time until you feel more comfortable with them. I recommend making rollers. This way the oils that you want to apply topically are already diluted and ready to use whenever you want. I actually have a whole video here on YouTube where I show you step by step how to make a roller, and I will leave that linked right here in case you guys want to go ahead and check it out. And do not use essential oils on the eyes or in the ears. Tip number 4 is to keep them out where you can see them. When I first got my essential oils, I kept them in a box and in the corner of my room, and I didn't use them very much, which is sad because I could have really benefited from them at the time. And you know what they like to say, out of sight, out of mind. So keep your oils out where you can see them, and this way you'll remember to reach for them. Over time, reaching for them will become so second nature and a part of your everyday life. Tip number 5 is to learn more about essential oils. There are so many books out there on essential oils, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you have signed up with me, then definitely utilize our Facebook groups. They have literally everything you can think of to help you use your oils and your products that you get from Young Living. If you have a question, you can search and see if someone's already answered it, or you can ask it yourself, and then other people in the group will help answer it. Plus, you can always ask me. Just make sure to check out your welcome email to learn how to join them. So those are my 5 tips, but I have a couple of miscellaneous things that I wanted to mention as well. First, if there is an essential oil that you want to use because of how it can support your body, but you're not really in love with its scent, then blend it with a citrus oil. Grapefruit, orange, bergamot, and lemon are my personal favorites. Most oils smell amazing, but there are a couple here and there that need a little bit of help. Second, essential oils are not greasy. This is a very common question that I get asked all the time. And they are not greasy because they have a different chemical structure than vegetable oils have. Now, if you combine an essential oil with a carrier oil, then yes, your skin may feel a little bit greasy, but the essential oil itself won't make your skin feel greasy. Also, when you purchase your carrier oils, make sure that it says non-greasy on the label. And the third thing is, if you have like a bunch of oils and you're kind of feeling overwhelmed and you're not sure like where to start, then just start by using one, and then when you feel more confident, then you can try out another. So those are my 5 tips to help you start using essential oils. These oils can be life-changing. They definitely have been for me. And so if you have not bought from Young Living yet and would like to get started with their oils and their products, then go ahead and click the link down below in the description box. Once you place your order, I'll send you a welcome email and get you added into our Facebook groups. And if you have any questions, then be sure to comment those down below. All right, you guys, so that is all I have for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn on the bell for notifications. That way you know when I post a new video here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram. I share about how to use oils all the time over on there. Just search for Simply Health with Marissa. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.